Marvel Rivals. I've been playing some. I've said it when my audio disconnects, and it's really annoying. But I'm getting a new computer, maybe. I hope.
Gentlemen, as the CEO of Marvel Studios, it's my job to make sure this company stays afloat. Now, we're past the endgame, and after Spider-Man No Way Home, we've completely tapped the nostalgia well dry. Interest in the Marvel IP is waning. How do we stay on top and make sure those rat bastards at DC stay irrelevant for another 10 years?
Recycle more content. Hold on, let me double check something.
Make sure those rat bastards at DC stay irrelevant for another 10 years. Ideas. Dude, stick with me on this one killer idea. What if we just rebooted Teen Titans?
Yeah! Oh my god!
In that? Still a great idea, though. I've got it. Big Wheel, the television series. That sounds really lazy. What else? Come on, guys, keep brainstorming. What's the next big idea?
Sir, I've got terrible news.
Yes?
A healthcare CEO was just killed. That's tragic. And some people are even calling this shooter a hero.
Say that again.
I said some people are calling this shooter a hero.
Rivals kind of owns.
Marvel Rivals is way better than it should be. Oh my god! No! He suicide jumped me. Oh my god!
Based.
By all accounts, this should
I
have
love
been
doing that as
the
right
most
hard in
modern
Overwatch.
of modern games. We have seen the worst of the worst from the hero shooter genre.
Free-to-play Overwatch 2 fans would need 5 years to unlock all Kiriko's costumes. That aside, chat, when I heard of that you had to buy the battle pass in order to play Kiriko early was blowing my fucking expectations away. I did not know that Overwatch could get even worse. Can you believe that shit? And then there were people that were defending it to me. They were like, oh, it's not that bad. Just buy the battle pass. Did you buy the battle pass?
From the hero shooter genre in recent years. Titans and Goliaths have fallen. Recent superhero games have had a pattern of being quickly snapped out of existence. Now what you're telling me, Ackman, in this video is that a brand new superhero game just came out and it didn't flop? Yes.
You heard that correctly.
Marvel Rivals has had tremendous, unanimous praise and success. And right now, you know what Sony is thinking?
Is it possible to learn this power?
Not from Concord. Everyone approached Marvel Rivals with a reasonable amount of skepticism, and I was one of those skeptics.
When it came out on the beta, Jesus. When it was playing in the beta and they were streaming it and stuff, I thought it looked pretty generic. But then again, it was like months and months ago.
Turned out, I couldn't have been happier to be wrong. Marvel Rivals was not what I expected, because the developers NetEase don't have the best reputation when it comes to releasing games and then quickly abandoning those live service games.
True.
Rivals could have easily just been another in a long list of failed experiments, but in a strange bit of trickery, Marvel Rivals has become one of the rare breakout successes. Something interesting happened with the release of Marvel Rivals. Overwatch 2 hit its lowest player count on Steam since arriving on the platform.
Jesus, dude. 20K right now? I mean, argue all you want that Steam doesn't reflect overall, but it certainly doesn't help. I can't imagine that Marvel Rivals has that much more or less than what it is on Steam in comparison.
In August 2023. Coincidence?
But as one trained in the Force, you know that true coincidences are rare.
It seems this superhero hero shooter has sparked a sort of renaissance for the genre. But why? Is it just because it's familiar to Overwatch? Could it be the power of the Marvel brand itself? Why does it feel like the hero shooter genre has been born again? Why is Marvel Rivals so awesome? Well, let's set up a mind trap, curb stomp that fucking shark, and open a portal straight into this.
Yeah, fuck Jeff, dude. Woo! It's just really well made. Good style.
First impressions are everything, and this game wastes no time flexing what it's got.
It's Luna! Iron Poop! Pookie!
The sculpted soundtrack, buff animation, and the muscular comic book art style.
Yeah!
Marvel Rivals has taken the world by storm, even if she is bottom tier.
Miles, can we ban Ekman from the stream? Please?
While I plan on giving this game a whole heap of praise, there are some pretty serious issues that need to be figured out sooner rather than later. Fuck Hawkeye. What?
Gulp. Gulp.
When Overwatch released, it was new, fresh,
Nope.
and well worthy of being awarded
I
Game
like
of the
playing
Year.
Hawkeye.
Marvel Rivals succeeds
He did
for
get
many of the
nerfed.
same reasons, and it's clearly taken inspiration. 6v6 PvP with 3 classes, tanks, DPS, and healers. You've got your standard modes of escort payload, capture the point, then escort payload. They got real creative there. But if we're going
Yeah,
to
sure.
call Marvel Rivals an Overwatch clone, then we need to call Overwatch a Team Fortress 2 clone. And
Yeah.
so on and so on.
That's
to say
valid.
Rivals is a cheap imitation completely discounts all the ways it has innovated on a proven successful formula. And what really separates it from Overwatch are the team-up.
It actually has different mechanics from Overwatch. You can't even say that it's a clone at this point, to be completely honest with you.
These are the bread and butter of Rivals.
Yeah,
It's a new level of
team-ups.
strategy and synergy. To truly get the most out of this game, you gotta experiment with the roster. Because of this team-up feature, I find myself playing heroes I probably
Holy.
wouldn't have without it. So you got anchor characters which provide benefits to other heroes, and the combo potential is insane. The team-ups really do encourage you to try out different
Dude, if that happened to me, I would lose my fucking mind.
heroes and compositions
got
because they
clowned
offer
on.
such unique abilities. If Magneto and Scarlet Witch are on the same team, Magneto gets this utterly broken metal sword. Oh my god, check out this fucking great sword action right
Yeah,
now.
we're cutting him down. Yeah, we're cutting him down. Yeah, you
He's mowing them down, bro.
Oh my. Hexa-kill, boys!
Woo!
Proud wonder, my dear.
You have made your father proud, Wanda, my dear.
Is that the real Magneto? No fucking way. It's such a big
Wanda.
fan.
Behold, it is I, the real Magneto. These team-ups are clearly
Magneton.
built around the philosophy of, we don't want to make this competitively
Dude, this-
balanced.
The Wolverine Hulk power up is so fun. Just chucking that guy.
We just think it's cool, it's fun,
So
and it fits
funny.
with the lore between the characters. And that's the
doesn't
right
have to be
philosophy.
balanced.
There will be a time to balance and fine-tune all the bullshit later. What? But for now, let's just enjoy Rivals.
They did nerf Hawkeye. They did. They did nerf him, okay? Come on. He was only broken for a week and a half or 2 weeks or whatever. It
And go with the flow.
wasn't that bad,
Between the
okay?
closed beta in August and release, there were 10 new heroes added, and I could not tell you how excited I was
Wow.
to try each one of them out. I mean, Marvel Rivals could end up rivaling the hype of Smash Brothers announcements, as fans will have all this time to speculate which hero or villain will be added next, who they're going to be able to team up with.
Yeah.
But I would love to see how they balance someone like Thanos or add Drax. Where's the green?
Bro. The memes that are gonna come out from having Thanos in the game. I actually think it's gonna if that happens, that's gonna be amazing.
Green Goblin, Doc Ock. Doc Ock would be fucking sick. The
True.
movesets of each hero are considerably more complex than heroes in Overwatch, which can lead to some balancing issues, but it also leads
Yeah.
to a new level of skill
True.
expression. Wow, well, goddamn. Pentakill? What the hell? It's a lot to take in at
Wow.
first, but if you have experience with
owning.
like Dota, League of Legends, this will actually be a breath of fresh air. Because while League of Legends has many champions and Dota 2 has
100.
many heroes, Marvel Rivals has
Dota still has less. How many does Dota have now? Like 30 plus? Dota 2. How many Dota 2 heroes? 126! Holy fuck. I guess I only play 30, so I thought it was 30. League is 170. That's insane. I didn't think that Dota had that many. I have a problem. Chad, I have 2,000 hours and I thought it was 30.
33.
Yeah.
Because this is one of those games that if you don't know what each character
I play
does,
30
you will be
characters,
punished for
probably.
your lack of knowledge. I think a major reason why Rivals is hitting so hard for people is it feels like the gaming community has recovered something that it lost. The game strikes a perfect balance in appealing to both casual and hardcore fans.
You want us to know something really funny from an anecdotal experience? A week ago, I had to get some furniture delivered. And the people that came in, there was like 3 of them, and they told me, "Oh, what do you do in your spare time?" I was like, "Oh, I play games." They're like, "Do you play Marvel Rivals?" And I'm like, "Yeah, a little bit." And they're like, "I love Marvel Rivals. I stopped playing COD because of it." And I was like, "Oh, that is so cute, dude." Oh, and I asked them, "What do you play?" And they're like, "I play Scarlet Witch." And I say, "I play Luna." And they're like, "Oh, that's awesome." I'm having so much fun, and it's finally really refreshing to play a game that doesn't fuck you over. They were talking in like really like layman's terms, but it was really nice to like hear that from someone that's just trying to like work their 9 to 5 and then go home and play on their Xbox or whatever.
Whether you're more into the movies or
casuals
you've been
really love it.
deep
They
into
do.
the comics, casual players will be familiar enough with obvious staples like Iron Man, Hulk, and what? Spider-Man? Who put this nobody in here? What the fuck? And hardcore fans will likely be a little too enthusiastic about the inclusion of Squirrel Girl. Thank God she has shoes on. I cannot imagine what I'd be seeing on the internet right now if
There's already a lot of corn, though.
she didn't. Another big deviation from Overwatch is that
Marvel Rivals
is played in third person and not first. This is great because it means I can goon mid-match to Venom's suspiciously
Why has he got a front pouch? Is that his crotch?
toned hindquarters. But it is nice to be able to
Butthole.
see the awesome skins you've unlocked or purchased like all the time instead of just when you emote or in the highlight intro or whatever. Of course, no game is ever perfect, and Rival's biggest flaw is favoritism. There are 7 healers, 8 tanks, and a whopping 18 DPS heroes. There's more duelists than both strategists and vanguards combined. So what ends up happening is
You can't go in with 3 DPS, Dutch. Dutch, what are we doing, Dutch? You see your 4th teammate pick
you picked the 4th DPS, and
and
you're
no
like,
healers.
what are we doing?
What are we doing, Dutch?
What are we
If you ever
doing,
check the
bitch?
scoreboard and it looks like this, you might want to look around your house and see if you're surrounded by fire and brimstone, because you might be in hell. I don't know what they were thinking making Wolverine a DPS character. This discrepancy between hero classes means you'll see certain healers and tanks way more often than some of the more niche DPS picks. A lot of folks that main strategist and healer right now are probably feeling disgruntled that they're constantly forced into this role because the rest of their teammates just want to get kills. Can you switch to tank? Nope.
Get ready.
I don't care if we lose.
Makes sense now, you trash.
God. Every champion is a lot of fun to play. The only exceptions might be Storm and Black Widow, whose kits feel underdeveloped. But then you got characters like Moon Knight, who can put these onks down that do devastating damage to an enemy team. He doesn't even have to aim. Random bullshit, go! Penny Parker is one of my favorites, one of my mains, because you can set up all these mines and webs for cheese kills.
Yeah, they are fun.
Oh, nice try, Magic. Yeah, walk into the spider webs.
Walk into my web.
And have you heard of the Winter Soldier? Well, 'tis the season. This guy's strong as fuck. He can wipe the enemy team again and again.
Cursed parasite, rise up and I will kill you again and again, again and again, again and again, again and again.
While some abilities
It's really fun
obviously
to
have
play,
their
not gonna lie.
Overwatch counterpart, most characters feel completely unique. Doctor Strange has a portal, man. We've seen portals in single player and multiplayer with Portal and Splitgate, but never in a hero shooter. This one ability is such a game changer. It can be comboed in entirely unique ways with every character on the roster. It's impressive how they even made this work. It's the coolest ability in the game.
It is. I agree. That is cool.
Arguably, Marvel Rivals' biggest strength comes down to its sex factor. I mean, X factor. No gooning allowed.
Me?
I'm talking about its style and presentation. Everything from the
What about the fan
menus, the
service?
user interface, the costumes, outfits, skins, particle effects,
That's cool,
idle
man.
animations. The artists did 10 out of 10 work. They did not skimp out on the budget with these character designs, and
I
thank
like
God
Psylocke,
they didn't,
chat.
because guess what? A hero shooter has to sell you on its heroes. Yo, they do got some pretty...
And it's a free game, too.
Oh my god, this is insane.
Yep.
Wow, that's actually nutty as fuck. Man, if only
Look
they
at
could
his
AI
butt,
generate
man.
these types of animations and skins, wouldn't that be great?
We need more.
But beneath this comic book visual art style,
butt
there
like
are
that.
some surprisingly detailed character models. Let's just say there are no secrets underneath. And boy, oh boy, they know what audience they were catering to. This is a direct attack on Overwatch's Gooner community. Isn't that crazy? And shifting focus back to the video game, the Marvel
The fact that they just let them rip it, too. They were like, all right, go ham.
He does a ton of heavy lifting, obviously providing legendary, storied, iconic characters that we've all known for decades and decades.
These are good
You know what's
animations,
really
too.
impressive? Coming from the Halo community, I haven't seen a single fucking person complain about the art style. Not one. Rivals definitely leans more into a comic book, exaggerated, unrealistic art style, as opposed to realistic, normal body proportions.
Holy shit, this looks terrible. Dude, why is his mask like this, too? What did they do to these
Style,
characters,
as opposed
man?
to realistic.
Bro! Why does he look he looks just like a dude that has like armor on from like a police officer. Why did they give them these like praying knee like guards and then like normal boots? That's an old Avengers game? I didn't even know that was a thing, I'm not gonna lie. I saw, I think, maybe a Reddit post about this, I guess. This looks terrible, genuinely.
Normal
Awful.
body proportions, and I couldn't be happier. Seeing how wide Thor is, he's just a fucking
He's
unit.
large.
And in the goofy ass way that Captain America runs, like perfect. The designs of the characters are familiar, but they're also not exactly direct rip-offs from any established Marvel media. They feel unique. This comic book inspiration is seen everywhere. From just hovering over them in the menus, they pop out of their portrait. A quite literal
And when you click on them, they do a little cinematic. That's cool.
way of showing characters so real they leap off the page.
It's
Some
neat.
of the skins contain unorthodox buffs.
I think it's funny. I don't know if you pointed this out in your video, but there's like actual skins that just like actually just buff like the butt sizes of characters. Look between the Black Widow movie skin and her regular.
Holy! What?
The butt sizes of characters. Look between the Black Widow movie skin and her regular.
Holy, they actually did. It's pay to goon, yes! If you want a nice butt, that's what you get.
Tell me that is
Hold
not
on.
different.
That is 100% buffed. They made her butt like angled a little bit more up, and then her ass cheek is a little bit fatter.
The angles are hard. I'm gonna have to analyze this in post. What's also nice is that you can share highlights, watch the best moments from your fellow teammates after a match, and what's this? You can save replays, watch them later, even record from different angles? By God!
Dude, Overwatch did not have this when it launched. If I remember correctly, they did not have this for a while.
Ladies and gentlemen, a working theater mode.
I don't believe it!
But Marvel Rivals has taken
I
a
don't
big
believe
gamble
it.
and done something I haven't seen in any other MOBA or hero shooter. Destructible environments.
Yeah, that's neat.
What? How unexpected.
A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
I mean, I fucking love a good Levolution in Battlefield, but a hero shooter? Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure, because when we're playing as the biggest and baddest heroes from the Marvel Universe, like, well, haven't you seen the movies? Wherever they fight, the place gets fucked up, destroyed. And it just wouldn't feel right if Iron Man's ult didn't destroy every building in sight around you. You wouldn't feel like the Hulk if you couldn't break down walls with your bare hands. Pressing the
Well, the other thing that's good about it is that if you do enough damage to the building, it'll break down and create at least a loss of line of sight. So that's good for balancing, because if someone's hiding, you can send someone over and at least like get some time off of like the objective in order to buy your team more time if you're the Hulk, and running in there and breaking it so that the person sniping from this angle doesn't have that line of sight anymore.
B key on PC
I think it's clever.
allows you to see everything.
It's not
that's
innovative, but it's
destructible.
clever.
And it's not just some cheap gimmick. You can reveal
or
hidden
new
pathways,
paths, yeah.
shoot a hole through a wall
Exactly.
to open up a secret sight line, or completely destroy structures that provide cover for the enemy.
Exactly.
It's a really dynamic element of the game that keeps the moment-to-moment combat exciting, as you never know when something's gonna blow up and force you to react and respond to it. I think it's also cool that the environments rebuild themselves over a period of time. So once something's destroyed, you know, it's not just like a flat, empty landscape. Knowing how map layouts change and are destroyed is part of the skill
Knowledge,
gap. Like in the
chat,
Hydra
knowledge.
base, where the center point switches between high ground and low ground. This game doesn't have a large amount of maps, but the ones it has are of the highest quality. No snowbound or derailed. What's even more impressive is that you don't really have to take the map into consideration when you pick a hero, as they've all been made to accommodate each hero's kit and playstyle. Thor's ult, for example, is much better used in an environment with a high ceiling. Using it in claustrophobic environments just makes you an easy immobile target to burst down. Groot's thorn walls can give him a little bit of high ground.
The first time I got eaten by Jeff and then fucking spat out, I was so bad. I was so angry. I was like, what? I didn't even know this could happen!
Allowing him to jump over narrow gaps, or
You
sometimes
piece of
even
shit!
save himself from a certain death. Pretty much every hero
That's
has
cool.
some kind of movement ability, whether it's a glide, a dash, sprinting, skating, double jumps. And then there's Adam Warlock, who gets to fly for a brief moment when he dies. Now, I'm not surprised by this, but it is regrettable that despite the unlimited well of ideas they can pull inspiration from the entire Marvel IP, there is a startling lack of game mode variety. Right now, most players are focused on having fun or ranking up and
People are gonna
mastering
get
their
bored.
favorite heroes. But casual players don't stick around long if there isn't casual fun to be had. The more casuals that leave, the sweatier and less fun the game becomes overall for
Fortnite does a really great job of having multiple game modes, and I think that's what's keeping them relevant to like little kids that play it casually. And it is true that you should never, ever, ever alienate your casual audience. It's so unfun when games become a sweat lord fest.
the general audience. So it's important to include wacky fun modes like, oh my god, Jeff the Land Shark in Winter Wonderland. It's beautiful. Jarvis, don't twist his nutsack. Actually, I like Jeff the Shark now. They even reworked Jeff's abilities to work with this mode. Modes like this are a wacky distraction that can take you out of the more competitive, sweaty parts of the game.
That's
a big
cute.
improvement from Overwatch is that I'm pretty sure
What's that game? Splatoon? Is it Splatoon, that one that where you color stuff? Yeah.
when you're on offense,
just
the
Splatoon,
payload
it's
will
cute.
move forward if there's no enemies nearby, which means you're not locked into sitting on the payload in order to progress it. You can actually push forward and really take advantage of a good offensive. It means you don't have to take yourself out of the action to push the objective, and that's a huge improvement. Marvel Rivals also has a tournament mode. I mean, this game is built for spectating in esports. It has the
Holy.
potential. This is great because Marvel Rivals now offers the chance for anybody to compete. And who knows? The next XQC might be around the corner.
I hope that they don't force this though, because with Overwatch, what they did was incorrect. They tried to force it really, really hard after they saw an interest in it.
Alright, folks, now let's get a little controversial, okay? There's a big question that needs answering. The world has been losing their mind over this. Does Marvel Rivals need role queue?
No.
No. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry, I'm one of those people that, even though I hated the fact that sometimes I'd queue into a game where there was no healers or no tanks, when Overwatch introduced role queue, I genuinely think it hurt the game immensely.
No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
This is the truth right here. The objectively correct subjective opinion. Role queue is anti-fun. Overwatch and League of Legends don't have a team-up feature where specific heroes are made to work together. So adding in a role queue would restrict team composition and player...
It would also ruin balancing. If you even think about it in that way, it would ruin balancing.
...choice and agency so much. My God. We're actually... doing it with this dumb shit fucking comp. Oh my God, we got it. Yo.
And he's actually got a really good point here. If you're playing with a bunch of friends, even if you don't have the optimal comp, sometimes you can just win by sheer brute force of being good enough at the game or beating out the opponent, even if they're not great at the game and you're not amazing. In Dota 2, the non-role queue generally meant 5 carry lineups. Yeah, sometimes you'd still beat him with brute force. Like, yeah, you know what you're getting into. And communication, yes, of course. But I'm just saying that taking the fun out of it really does kill a game real fast. There's nothing worse than queuing up a team game with 5 friends or 6 friends, and then you realize that none of you want to play tank, and you're having a bad time because one of your friends really doesn't want to play it, and they play it anyway. Or whatever.
Oh, you wouldn't be able to swap roles when one isn't working out. With role queue, you don't have that option. Counterpicks aren't super prevalent in Marvel Rivals, but it is still part of the game. If you add role queue and you make every single fucking casual and competitive match consist of 2 duelists, 2 tanks, and 2 vanguards, I'm gonna lose my mind and my interest very quickly. Lucky for us, ladies and gentlemen, pop the champagne bottles, it's a new year. The developers have confirmed that role queue in Marvel Rivals is not a...
Pause. It says is not considering a role queue system at the moment. That does not mean they're not going to do it. I know that's a W overall, but that's... They might backpedal on it.
They might. At the moment. So let us take our victory lap because these guys are making all the right moves with this game, in my opinion. Let's just enjoy the casual, stupid fun with Rivals instead of immediately trying to pressure the devs to optimize the fun out of it. The whole point of the team-ups is to encourage teamwork and not be a one-trick pony. Your team hasn't picked the healer? Be the change you want to see in the world. Pick Adam Warlock, pull off some clutch heals, and watch your team praise the ever-loving shit out of you. Alright, I'll bring your dumbass back.
Bam, 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 bam.
Oh, you are so fucking... Oh my God, I am hard carrying you right now.
Dude, shut the fuck up, okay?
What? I saved your ass twice! That's the 3rd time I've saved your ass.
You're the support main, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, you're supposed to thank my stupid ass.
Base DPS
Casual
player.
play is one thing, but taking a game like Marvel Rivals to the competitive level, well, you start to see the cracks. Example A. This adorable little bastard. Jeff's ult is the ultimate troll. You suck up everybody in a wide circle with a janky hitbox that for some reason spreads all the way up vertically. The issue is almost everyone is using this ultimate the same way, to suicide dive off the map and score cheap, easy team wipes. Jeff is a character whose ult is fun and cool. It offers unique gameplay opportunities, but he needs to be...
However, there's counterplay, though. It's not like you don't see him coming. Come on.
Be balanced more like Tom Kench. I like the impact Jeff's ult has, but there has to be a drawback. Some incentive to use it more carefully or decide if you want to spit out teammates or not. instead of everybody using it as a fucking kamikaze technique. Slowing Jeff's movement based on the number of heroes he eats would balance it out nicely, and allowing him to shoot out heroes individually to speed himself up. You got a unique interaction there. Now let's be real, every ultimate in the game is powerful as shit. And while it feels nice to pop an ult and immediately start whooping some ass or rescue your team, the issue is that so many ultimates start before the voice line is finished. The audio cue that indicates you're about to be punched in the face by Iron Cock, or the enemy team is about to become immortal for 8 seconds. So defensively,
that is actually true. When you heard someone ult in Overwatch, it was right before, and it was always really obvious. I will say that I did not pick it up very quickly when I played Marvel, just innately. It wasn't very obvious.
You have very little time to react to something like Psylocke's ult, which does 150 damage per hit and hits twice per second. So if she solo ults
she kind of claps.
You got about 1 second to live, kiddo. Ults like this can sometimes feel cheap and impossible to counter or survive. On the flip side, there's time to react to Iron Man and Scarlet Witch's ult, because they're very telegraphed. But again, for characters like Spider-Man, Winter Soldier, it's hard to react to, which can be frustrating when you're on the receiving end, but it's not so bad because respawn timers are pretty quick. Luna Snow's ult is probably the best in the support category, as it makes her and everyone on her team immortal if they stand in the circle. There's also been an exploit discovered where you can rapidly toggle for healing and damage boost to get both at the same time. It fixed that shit.
It reminds me of the Zenyatta ult, basically. You're just kind of standing there, like, with your dick in your hand.
Please, no BXRs. This isn't Halo 2. We're no Smash Melee. None of that. Marvel Rivals should reward skill, not knowledge of exploits. On the official website, you can see the relevant stats for each hero, and it is eye-opening to say the least. Iron Man's ult does 1,000 damage. Jarvis, twist their nutsacks. Oh, and you can shoot it through a Doctor Strange portal to hit your opponents from an angle they'll never notice until it's too late.
Love that. I actually low-key love those Twitter posts that people have done, where they make a portal above, like, the area, and then boom! And then you're like, what the fuck happened?
It does encourage creativity and thinking outside the box.
It's
funny. If two players link up in perfect synergy like this, it becomes nearly impossible for the opponents to avoid death.
And you want to know the best part? The devs did not foresee this happening, probably.
Kills feel rewarding, and dying not so punishing. This game already has a Punisher of its own.
Kill me.
And how about our boy Hawkeye? Isn't it ironic that the one guy who technically doesn't have superpowers is the most overpowered?
Everyone look at the health bar. Look at the health bar.
Look at this.
3 times
You go 3 headshots, you go good.
No, look.
Okay.
One
headshot.
First headshot is 302 damage, okay?
Wow.
Second hit is not a headshot.
Not a headshot, yeah.
306 damage. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
He's got the next arrow cooked.
Go to his POV.
Look at him.
Go to his POV.
Crazy, dude.
What?
He cooked you.
What?
He just cooked you.
I'm a disgusting cockeye player. I am.
What do you mean he cooked me? This is bullshit.
And go attack.
No, it's a skill issue.
Look at how broken this shit is. You fucking idiots are talking shit about my play. That happened in 2.5 seconds. What was I supposed to do?
Bubble.
What the fuck was I supposed to do? At a competitive level, a really good Hawkeye will demolish you and the fairness of a match. He's frustrating for the same reasons Hanzo used to be frustrating. But the big difference is Hanzo used to not have escape options or get off me moves. Hawkeye gets both, and his headshots can deal a maximum of 384 damage, enough to one-shot 75% of the.
This is where I would say just literally play Spider-Man. Yeah, I don't know. Play Spider-Man, and if you see a Hawkeye on the enemy team, just go play Spider-Man.
Heroes, and leave all tanks dead or within 100 HP of death. After
or
2
Black
shots.
Panther, yeah.
Hawkeye, when he's in the right hands, is simply not fun to play against. It reminds me of the Black Cleaver meta with Riven. This motherfucker can
And
three-shot
Darius.
Hulk.
Ooh.
Despite a lot of imbalanced imperfections, Marvel Rivals has had one of the best launches in recent memory for a multiplayer
400K on Steam alone.
live service. And these small hiccups aren't enough to significantly derail its momentum. But they are things that will probably need to be fixed in the future. And who knows, maybe I'm just talking shit and the fan base simply needs time to adjust to each character's kit and learn how to counter it. But Marvel Rivals is not just pretty to look at. I would say the sound design rivals the art direction. Every map has its own thematic suite of tracks
guy
with
with his
music
fucking
for the
puns,
loading
man.
screen, hero selection, countdown, end of match. The total length of the soundtrack is short,
is nice.
but by the beard of Zeus is it sweet. Now, we're all familiar with the actors who play our favorite heroes up on the big screen, but take a look at how stacked this game is with voice actor talent. Troy Baker, Yuri Lowenthal, Brian
Oh,
Bloom,
yeah.
who I immediately recognized as the voice of Varric from Dragon Age, Steve Bloom,
Chills.
fucking Ted Dempsey is in this, Nolan North as Rocket Raccoon. You guys realize NetEase has assembled an all-star cast for this game?
They have so much money. I would be pissed if they didn't do that, to be completely honest. NetEase has so much money.
Including 3 of the 4 legendary OG COD Zombies cast. Not to mention Nika Futterman as Hela, aka Ventress from the Clone Wars. These highly talented, experienced voice actors bring an immense presence to the game and each hero. Many of them have voiced these characters before, and given how fantastic they are at their jobs, I can't wait for them to all be replaced by AI. Imagine replacing your voice cast like that. Not for 1 second have I ever felt like, you know, that doesn't really sound or look like Rocket Raccoon. Immersing myself as each hero I play is automatic, and the ultimate voice lines go way harder than they need to. No, not that one. Jesus Christ, 3 days after he was crucified.
Born again!
The bottom line, the heroes in Marvel Rivals are perfect in terms of design, aesthetic, and voiceover. How they work gameplay-wise is a bit of a different story, but it's easy to feel a sense of pride in the character you choose to main. Now let's talk monetization, because this is where free-to-play games tend to fuck up the most. After the closed beta back in July and August, the #1 request in the surveys from fans was to unlock all heroes for everyone at release. Guess what they did? Exactly that. Now that's what I call a...
What really pissed me off about the whole Overwatch ordeal, where they started locking characters behind battle passes, is that Kiriko was extremely broken. So you had to pay for her to get early access to her, and then 2 weeks later, everybody gets her. She's nerfed into the ground. It's literally pay to win.
Big win!
You shouldn't do that.
You see, Marvel Rivals is a game that should be free because it has the perfect formula for monetization that doesn't fuck with the game at all, and it can support future updates. All these heroes have decades and decades of costumes, outfits, and comics to pull inspiration from. There is seriously no end. How old is Marvel? 86 years. I'm sorry, you've got 86 years of material to sell. For most games, selling individual skins for $15 to $20 would be, well, it's a hard sell. But given the quality of the game, and that it's
the Diablo 4 Lilith skin that was for Symmetra? I forget who got it in Overwatch 2. It was like $60. Oh, it was Moira. Yes, Moira. It was Moira. Bro! It was $60.
it's free, I think it's the perfect business model for
Such a
fans and the
scam.
developers to just say, hey, if this is your favorite hero, you can buy a cool skin for him. 15, 20
And the game's
bucks.
free.
Born again! Yeah, I bought it, okay? What up? Shut up. I've never even seen Adam Warlock in a movie. Shut up! Speaking of, the Battle Pass is only $5. I don't know if Battle Passes have ever been that cheap. There are only 4 pages of rewards, but some of the rewards in here are pretty fucking incredible. you know what? Given how egregious Overwatch was with its monetization when it was loot boxes, fucking duplicate rewards, and then with Overwatch 2, the absurd grind, how Blizzard locked new heroes behind.
I was considering giving Overwatch 2 a try, and then I saw this and I was like, I uninstalled it instantly. I wasn't paying for that shit.
Behind a paywall? I'll take this any day of the week over the alternative. The monetization also doesn't ruin the progression at all, which isn't anything crazy, but it's enough to give you reason to keep playing. And let's not forget the potential for selling announcer voice packs, okay? Let me tell you what I'd spend money on: the privilege of hearing J. Jonah Jameson narrate my matches. If you bring J.K. Simmons in, sell that voice.
They should do what Dota does and have like silly voice packs. In Dota 2, you can have Gabe Newell do announcements and stuff like that. It's really funny.
Voice pack for $10-15 bucks.
That'd be hilarious.
You're printing money, man. At the end of the day, Marvel Rivals is way better than it has any reason to be, because it embraces low-stakes casual fun over trying to be the next esports juggernaut. They wanted to make the heroes fun to play more than they wanted to sell you skins for them. The hero designs are absolute peak. Team-ups are an amazing innovation on the hero shooter genre, and I'm just excited to see what the future of this game holds. NetEase have surprisingly, against the odds, made all the right moves so far with Marvel Rivals, but the future is always uncertain. Lest we get consumed by hype, we must remember that modern gaming can attack at any time. There's always growing pains when a casual game becomes more competitive, but part of me is excited 2 years from now to be like, hey, you guys remember when Hawkeye was fucking broken? You know,
now he's dog
I'm excited
shit.
for the culture of Marvel Rivals. It's addicting as all hell, and I'll be marveling at the rivals for a long time. This game strikes the perfect balance between pleasing the casual and hardcore fans, and that is why Marvel Rivals is so awesome. But what do you think? Are you a Hawkeye or Hela main? If so, get the fuck out. JK, wish you the best luck in ranking up. What are your thoughts on Marvel Rivals? What are your biggest critiques and your biggest point of praise? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to the Act Man for more awesome content. Alright everyone, that's all I got for today. This is the Thanos Man, snapping out.
Goodbye,
Peace.
acting man. Acting man. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all.